Hello, everyone. We live in an age where sharing has become the norm. Social media feeds us this idea that every detail of our lives deserves a stage. But the truth is, not everything needs to be public. Privacy is not secrecy, it's wisdom. It's about knowing what to share and what to guard. Today, I want to share with you 7 things that in 2025 are better kept private. Why? Because what you guard becomes stronger, and what you expose too soon can weaken. In the fast-paced world we live in, where every detail of our lives seems to be shared and broadcasted for the world to see, one of the most powerful actions you can take is to keep your goals to yourself, at least until they begin to manifest. This may seem counterintuitive in a culture where success is often measured by the number of followers you have or the number of likes on a post, but there's an undeniable truth. Not every dream needs to be announced. In fact, when you share your goals too early, you might be hindering your own success. The truth is, goals are delicate. They are not fully formed when we first set them. They are simply ideas, aspirations, and intentions that, if nurtured properly, can grow into something substantial. Sharing them prematurely can invite external opinions, unsolicited advice, and even negativity, all of which can derail your progress. The world is full of people who are quick to judge, quick to tell you why something won't work, and quick to fill your head with doubts. And when you share your goals too soon, you open the door for others to impose their own limitations on your dreams. They might not mean to, but they will. They might say things like, "That's a huge task. Are you sure you can handle it?" Or, "I don't think that's possible." You might want to rethink that idea. At the same time, when you keep your goals to yourself, you maintain control. You are the only one who truly knows the vision you have for your future, and you can refine it without external interference. The process of shaping a goal requires focus and dedication. The more you share it with others, the more you invite distractions, both from people and from the noise of the world around you. Staying focused on your goal, free from others' judgments, allows you to build momentum in the background. It lets you focus on the work without the pressure of people's expectations. Think about it this way. When you announce a goal too early, it can feel as though you've already completed part of the work, because sharing your vision often feels like you've taken a step toward it. You've made it public, and in your mind, you've already received validation. But that's dangerous. The satisfaction of validation can often trick us into thinking we've already accomplished something, when in reality, we're just beginning. Your goal is far from complete, and once you share it, there is the risk of complacency, as the excitement of announcing it takes away the urgency of doing the hard work. Not only that, but the early feedback you receive can affect your confidence in your goals. You may hear well-meaning friends and family members share their fears about your pursuit, and while they may genuinely want to protect you, their words may have an impact that shakes your confidence. It's crucial to protect your inner belief in yourself and your vision during the early stages. You don't need the world's opinions before you've even started your journey. Confidence in your own goals is built through steady action, not through praise or attention from others. When you keep your goals private, you preserve your belief in them. You are less likely to second-guess yourself based on other people's doubts. When you keep your goals private, you also protect them from becoming distractions. If you've ever noticed how many people are eager to give advice or offer their perspective on your journey, you'll understand the value of keeping your plans to yourself. Not every piece of advice is worth taking. Sometimes well-meaning suggestions can confuse you or push you in a direction that doesn't align with your purpose. Now, the more people you tell, the more likely you are to receive input that could distract you from what truly matters. Additionally, keeping your goals private allows you to maintain the element of surprise. People are often watching to see if you will succeed or fail. When you don't tell anyone about your goal, you remove their ability to watch and judge you. There's something powerful about proving yourself through your actions rather than through your words. When your success happens, it becomes even more impactful because you've done the work without needing the validation or attention. When you succeed, it will speak for itself. Keeping your goals private can give you the space to refine them. At the outset, your goals may not be as clear as they need to be. They might be rough, evolving, and even a little bit vague. If you were to share them before they were fully formed, you risk someone holding you to an expectation that doesn't yet align with your reality. By working on your goals in silence, you allow them to evolve without pressure, and you can adapt them as you gain more clarity. So, in 2025, we need to remember that true progress is measured not by how many people know your goals, but by how much work you put into them. Keep your goals close, protect them, work on them quietly, and when the time is right, let the world see what you've accomplished. That's when it will matter most. Family conflicts are a part of life, as no relationship is ever entirely free of disagreements, misunderstandings, or moments of tension. However, in an era where transparency has become a cultural norm, it's essential to understand that not every personal matter, especially within the family, needs to be broadcasted. The reality is that family conflicts are best resolved behind closed doors, away from the prying eyes and judgments of the world. Sharing these issues prematurely, whether with friends, social media, or even distant relatives, can not only deepen the divide within your family, but also complicate the process of healing. When you allow family matters to become public, you risk subjecting the most intimate aspects of your relationships to external scrutiny. It's easy to get caught up in the desire for validation or sympathy, especially when the emotions are raw. But the truth is, when a family issue is shared outside of the household, it can take on a life of its own, morphing into something far more complex than it needs to be. What was once a disagreement between two people can quickly become an issue involving many, with opinions flying from all directions. Outsiders may only see fragments of the situation and, due to their limited perspective, offer advice or judgments that may not be helpful or even relevant. Instead of focusing on resolution, the issue becomes muddied by the noise and emotions of others. Sharing your family problems with others often forces them to take sides. This can create unnecessary divisions, not just within the family, but also among your extended circle. Friends, well-meaning as they may be, might offer opinions based on their own biases, experiences, and limited knowledge of the situation. In doing so, they inadvertently create an environment where one party feels supported and validated, while the other feels isolated and misunderstood. This can escalate the conflict rather than resolve it. People outside the family may not fully grasp the dynamics, history, or context that are essential for understanding the issue at hand. What may seem like a small disagreement on the outside could be a much more complex issue when viewed through the lens of your family's history and dynamics. Publicizing family issues can lead to permanent damage. While family members may forgive each other and move on, others outside the family may not be so forgiving. Once personal matters are aired in public, it's difficult for people to unsee or unhear what has been said. Resentment can build, and healing becomes more difficult when others hold on to the past. In these situations, the family may feel exposed, vulnerable, and betrayed, not just by the conflict itself, but by the breach of privacy that occurs when it's shared with others. This can erode trust within the family, making it harder to resolve conflicts in the future. The idea of family first becomes more difficult to uphold when outsiders have been brought into the equation, as the very foundation of trust and loyalty within the family has been shaken. It's also essential to recognize that publicizing family issues can sometimes prevent actual resolution. When emotions are high, it's tempting to lash out or share everything you're feeling with others, but this often makes the situation worse. Family conflicts often need space to breathe and time to settle before the parties involved can look at the issue with clarity and perspective. When you involve others too soon, it becomes harder to navigate the conversation with the care and patience it requires. Instead of reaching a productive resolution, the conversation may become tangled with emotions and external opinions, which can cloud the judgment of everyone involved. In contrast, keeping family conflicts private allows you to address them in a way that is thoughtful, intentional, and respectful. It creates a space for resolution without the added pressure of judgment from those who may not understand the full scope of the situation. It's important to approach conflicts with an open heart and mind, and to give everyone involved the opportunity to express themselves without the fear of it being used against them in public. It also allows the family to maintain its integrity and unity. When conflicts are kept private, there's a greater likelihood that they will be resolved within the family, strengthening bonds rather than tearing them apart. Privacy gives you the opportunity to seek resolution through healthy channels. Sometimes professional help is required to mediate or counsel through difficult family dynamics. When family issues are aired publicly, it can prevent members from seeking the help they need. They may feel embarrassed, judged, or reluctant to open up because of the fear that others will know too much. By keeping conflicts private, you preserve the family's ability to seek outside help if necessary, without feeling like they've already been exposed or judged. Keeping family conflicts private also protects the emotional well-being of everyone involved. Family members who are already hurt or upset by the situation don't need the added weight of external judgment or unsolicited advice. They need space to heal, process, and grow from the conflict in a supportive environment. Publicly airing grievances can leave lasting emotional scars, especially when the situation is ongoing. By protecting these moments of vulnerability, you allow yourself and your family members the grace to work through them in a healthier, more constructive way. Keeping family conflicts private isn't about hiding the truth or avoiding accountability. It's about respecting the sanctity of your relationships, protecting your family from unnecessary outside interference, and creating an environment where healing and resolution can take place. It's an act of love, not secrecy, and it's essential for maintaining the peace and unity that family is meant to provide. While family conflicts are inevitable, how we handle them, whether we resolve them in private or air them for the world to see, can determine the future of those relationships. Protect your family's peace, keep your matters private, and address the issues at hand with the respect they deserve. Your financial situation is deeply personal and should be treated with care and privacy. In a world where money can be a source of both pride and anxiety, it's easy to feel the pressure to share your financial achievements or struggles with others. Whether it's the excitement of landing a new job, the frustration of dealing with debt, or the pride of owning property, it's tempting to announce your financial situation to gain validation or seek advice. However, in many cases, sharing your financial details with others can lead to unintended consequences, affecting your peace of mind, relationships, and long-term financial stability. One of the most important aspects of managing your finances is understanding that what works for others may not work for you. Each person's financial journey is unique, shaped by their circumstances, choices, and opportunities. When you open up about your financial situation, you expose yourself to the opinions and judgments of others, many of whom may not have the same knowledge or experience. While some may offer helpful advice, others might make suggestions based on their own biases, assumptions, or misunderstandings. The danger here is that unsolicited advice can create confusion or even steer you off course. Your financial decisions should be guided by your goals, values, and circumstances, not by the opinions of others. In addition to unsolicited advice, sharing your financial struggles can invite unnecessary pity, judgment, or criticism. Financial difficulties are not uncommon, but when shared with the wrong people, they can make you feel vulnerable or even ashamed. People may not understand the nuances of your situation or the reasons behind your struggles. Instead of offering support or empathy, some may offer advice that is impractical, judgmental, or simply unhelpful. And this can make you feel isolated, as though you're being judged for your financial mistakes or limitations, rather than being given the space to work through them privately. The pressure to explain or justify your financial decisions can add stress to an already difficult situation. On the other hand, boasting about financial success can also backfire. When you share your achievements or material possessions, you may unintentionally alienate others, especially those who are struggling. People may feel envious, resentful, or even insecure about their own financial standing. What may seem like harmless bragging could come across as showing off, creating tension in your relationships. People may begin to view you differently, not as a person, but as a symbol of financial success. And this shift in perception can affect the authenticity of your connections. It may also create a false sense of competition or comparison, where people feel the need to measure up to your success, rather than focusing on their own goals. Sharing your financial situation with others, especially in public spaces or on social media, can put you at risk of identity theft or fraud. The more details you share about your income, assets, and financial decisions, the more vulnerable you become to exploitation. In today's digital age, where personal information can be accessed easily, it's crucial to protect your financial privacy. Sharing information about your finances can also lead to unwanted solicitation from salespeople, lenders, or even friends and family asking for financial help. By keeping your financial situation private, you safeguard your resources and prevent others from using your information against you. When it comes to managing your money, silence can be a powerful tool. Keeping your financial situation private allows you to focus on your personal goals without external distractions or pressures. You don't need validation from others to feel secure about your choices, nor should you feel compelled to explain your decisions. Financial planning requires discipline, patience, and consistency. When you share your financial journey too openly, you risk becoming distracted by others' opinions, which can slow your progress or cloud your judgment. By staying focused and keeping your financial matters to yourself, you create the space to think strategically and act according to your best interests. Keeping your financial situation private also allows you to maintain your independence. Relying on the advice or opinions of others can create a sense of dependency where you may feel obligated to follow someone else's path, even if it's not the best option for you. This can lead to decisions that don't align with your values or long-term objectives. The more you rely on external input, the more you lose touch with your own financial intuition and sense of control. By managing your finances privately, you maintain the autonomy to make decisions based on your own priorities, whether it's saving for the future, investing in a business, or simply enjoying the fruits of your labor without the influence of others. Privacy in your financial situation allows you to experience a greater sense of peace and security. When your financial affairs are public, you open yourself up to a constant flow of advice, questions, and expectations. People may expect you to share your wealth, help with their financial troubles, or justify your financial decisions. This can create stress, as you may feel the pressure to live up to others' expectations or make decisions that aren't in line with your own best interests. Keeping your finances private provides you with the freedom to focus on your goals without worrying about others' judgments or opinion. Managing your finances in silence fosters personal growth. When you don't seek validation or approval from others, you become more self-reliant. You learn to trust your judgment and rely on your own ability to make sound financial decisions. This process of self-discovery and confidence building is essential for achieving long-term financial success. You don't need others to cheer you on or validate your choices. Your progress will speak for itself. To cultivate an eternal perspective is to rise above the immediate concerns and fleeting distractions of daily life and view existence through the lens of what truly endures. It is the ability to see beyond the temporary and prioritize what carries lasting significance. In a world that often glorifies the short term, instant gratification, immediate results, and surface-level achievements, an eternal perspective invites you to align your thoughts, actions, and values with deeper, timeless truths. It shifts your focus from the urgent to the meaningful, and from the transient to the enduring. An eternal perspective begins with the acknowledgement that life is more than what meets the eye. The material world, with all its allure and demands, can easily consume your attention. Possessions, status, and accolades may appear to define success, but they are fleeting by nature. These things can be lost, forgotten, or rendered meaningless with the passing of time. An eternal perspective challenges this narrative by reminding you that your worth and purpose are not tied to external measures, but to something far greater. It encourages you to root your identity in what cannot be taken away: character, relationships, and the impact you leave on others. When you cultivate an eternal perspective, you begin to approach challenges and setbacks differently. Instead of being overwhelmed by temporary difficulties, you see them as opportunities for growth and refinement. Hardships take on a new meaning when viewed through the lens of eternity. They become tools that shape you, teach you resilience, and deepen your understanding of what truly matters. While pain and loss are inevitable parts of life, an eternal perspective helps you endure them with grace, knowing they are not the final word. The trials of today are temporary, but the lessons they teach and the character they build can echo into eternity. Time, too, takes on a different meaning when viewed from an eternal perspective. It is easy to get caught up in the rush of schedules and the pressure to achieve more in less time. However, when you consider life in light of eternity, you realize that time is a gift, not a commodity. Each moment is an opportunity to invest in what truly matters: acts of kindness, words of encouragement, and the pursuit of your purpose. Wow. Instead of being consumed by busyness, you become intentional with your time, focusing on what will have a lasting impact rather than what merely fills your calendar. Relationships are another area transformed by an eternal perspective. When you recognize the enduring value of people, you begin to prioritize connection over convenience. Relationships require effort, patience, and forgiveness, but they are among the few things in life that carry eternal significance. Whether it is a family member, a friend, or even a stranger, every interaction is an opportunity to sow seeds of love, understanding, and compassion. An eternal perspective reminds you that the legacy you leave is not in what you accumulate, but in the lives you touch and the hearts you inspire. Purpose also becomes clearer when viewed through an eternal lens. Instead of chasing goals that serve only yourself, you are compelled to consider how your talents, time, and resources can contribute to something greater. Your work and ambitions are no longer just about personal success, but about fulfilling a role in a larger story. This shift in focus transforms mundane tasks into meaningful acts of service and imbues your efforts with a sense of divine significance. You begin to see your purpose not as a solitary pursuit, but as a way to contribute to the good of others and to something that outlasts you. Cultivating an eternal perspective requires intentionality. The world will constantly try to pull your attention toward the immediate, the shallow, and the temporary. To maintain an eternal mindset, you must actively choose to focus on what matters most. This might mean setting aside time for reflection, surrounding yourself with people who inspire you, or seeking wisdom from timeless truths. It involves a willingness to pause, step back, and ask yourself hard. The people you surround yourself with have a profound impact on the direction and quality of your life. Whether you realize it or not, your closest relationships influence your mindset, decisions, habits, and even the way you perceive yourself. Choosing the right people to accompany you on your journey is not merely a matter of preference, but a critical factor in shaping your character and future. Surrounding yourself with the right people is about intentionally building a community that uplifts, challenges, and inspires you to grow into the best version of yourself. The right people bring encouragement when you need it most. Life is filled with challenges, and it's during difficult times that the strength of your inner circle is truly tested. Supportive individuals remind you of your worth and potential, even when circumstances or self-doubt cloud your vision. They don't merely offer fleeting comfort. They help you see beyond the immediate struggle and encourage you to keep moving forward. Their belief in you often serves as a bridge to your own renewed confidence, providing a steady foundation when life feels unsteady. Equally important, the right people challenge you. They are not afraid to speak the truth, even when it is uncomfortable. True friends and mentors hold you accountable, calling out behaviors or attitudes that may hinder your growth. They push you to rise above mediocrity and pursue excellence in every area of your life. These individuals don't settle for watching you remain stagnant. Instead, they challenge you to confront your weaknesses, refine your skills, and stretch beyond what you think is possible. Their constructive criticism is a gift, as it helps you identify blind spots and areas for improvement. The people you surround yourself with also shape your mindset and attitudes. Just as iron sharpens iron, the company you keep can sharpen your perspective, instill new ideas, and broaden your horizons. Spending time with optimistic, driven, and disciplined individuals fosters similar qualities within yourself. Their habits and outlook naturally influence your own, often without conscious effort. On the other hand, being around negative, complacent, or toxic people can drain your energy and limit your potential. The saying, "you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with," is a powerful reminder of just how significant this choice is. Surrounding yourself with the right people is not about creating a perfect or conflict-free circle. Rather, it's about cultivating relationships with those who genuinely care about your well-being and share values that align with your vision for life. These individuals understand the importance of mutual growth, where both parties benefit from the relationship. They are not driven by selfish motives or superficial interests, but are invested in your success as much as their own. Healthy relationships are built on trust, respect, and shared purpose, forming a foundation that stands the test of time. The right people also inspire you by living out qualities you admire, whether it's their discipline, kindness, wisdom, or resilience. Their example serves as a powerful motivator for your own journey. Observing someone else's dedication to their goals or their ability to navigate challenges with grace can ignite a desire within you to do the same. Inspiration flows naturally from relationships where authenticity and excellence are valued, reminding you that greatness is possible and within reach. The right people bring balance to your life. They remind you that while ambition and goals are important, so too are rest, joy, and connection. They help you find perspective when you are overwhelmed and celebrate your victories, no matter how small. They stand beside you during moments of uncertainty and remind you that you are not alone. This sense of balance and shared experience enriches your life in ways that go beyond success or achievement, grounding you in the beauty of human connection. Choosing the right people to surround yourself with requires intentionality. It means being mindful of who you allow into your inner circle and recognizing that not every relationship is meant to be lifelong. Sometimes this process involves difficult decisions, such as distancing yourself from individuals who consistently drain your energy or undermine your progress. While these choices can be challenging, they are necessary to create space for relationships that truly nurture and empower you. Surrounding yourself with the right people is an investment in your growth, happiness, and purpose. These relationships not only shape who you are, but also influence the legacy you leave behind. By choosing to walk alongside those who inspire, challenge, and support you, you position yourself for a life of greater impact and fulfillment. Your community becomes a reflection of the values you hold and the goals you aspire to achieve, serving as both a source of strength and a catalyst for transformation. Your weaknesses are a part of you, yet they don't define you. They are a natural and inevitable aspect of being human, and often they hold valuable lessons that can lead to growth. Many people spend a great deal of time trying to hide or ignore their weaknesses, believing that they are a sign of failure or inadequacy. But the reality is that recognizing and understanding your weaknesses is the first step toward overcoming them and becoming the best version of yourself. Acknowledging your weaknesses is not about accepting them as permanent obstacles, but about accepting them as areas for improvement. It's a powerful act of self-awareness that opens the door to personal transformation. Understanding your weaknesses requires a level of honesty and vulnerability that can be uncomfortable. It means confronting the parts of yourself that you might not want to face, the habits, traits, or tendencies that prevent you from reaching your full potential. However, this honesty is crucial because it allows you to move forward with clarity. When we refuse to acknowledge our weaknesses, we limit our ability to grow. We continue to make the same mistakes, repeat the same patterns, and wonder why we aren't making progress. By accepting our weaknesses, we free ourselves from the illusion of perfection and give ourselves the opportunity to improve. One of the most common weaknesses that people face is the inability to manage emotions. Whether it's anger, anxiety, or frustration, allowing these emotions to control us can hinder our ability to make sound decisions, build healthy relationships, and maintain a sense of inner peace. The key to overcoming emotional weaknesses lies in emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your emotions effectively. It involves learning to pause and reflect before reacting, rather than allowing emotions to dictate your actions. By working on emotional regulation, we can turn our weaknesses into strengths, using our emotions as a tool for insight and growth instead of allowing them to control us. Another weakness many people struggle with is procrastination. We all know the feeling of putting something off until the last minute, and while it may feel good in the moment to delay, the consequences often include stress, missed opportunities, and diminished productivity. Procrastination is a self-sabotaging behavior that can stem from fear of failure, perfectionism, or lack of motivation. However, by breaking tasks down into smaller, manageable steps, setting clear deadlines, and taking immediate action, we can gradually overcome this weakness. It's not about being perfect in every moment, but about making consistent progress. Procrastination is a habit that can be changed, and by taking small steps toward overcoming it, we can increase our productivity and accomplish more than we ever thought possible. Another area where many people struggle is in self-doubt and lack of confidence. This weakness can be particularly limiting as it prevents individuals from pursuing opportunities, taking risks, or fully expressing their talents. Self-doubt is often rooted in fear, fear of making mistakes, fear of judgment, or fear of failure. But the truth is that every successful person has faced moments of doubt. Ha ha! The difference is that they chose to take action despite those feelings. Building confidence involves stepping out of your comfort zone and embracing the discomfort that comes with trying something new or taking on a challenge. With each step, your confidence grows, and you begin to realize that your perceived weaknesses are not insurmountable. The key is to trust in your abilities, even when the fear of failure looms large, right? So, for example, a person says, perfectionism is another weakness that can hold you back. It may seem like a positive trait, but the truth is that the pursuit of perfection often leads to frustration, burnout, and missed opportunities. Perfectionism creates an unrealistic standard that is impossible to meet, and it can prevent you from taking action because you're constantly waiting for the perfect. In reality, imperfection is a natural part of the process. By embracing the idea that mistakes and setbacks are a part of growth, you free yourself from the unrealistic pressure to be perfect. It's about progress, not perfection. Allowing yourself to make mistakes and learn from them is what leads to true growth and success. Another common weakness is poor time management. Many people struggle with balancing their personal, professional, and social lives, often feeling overwhelmed by the demands of daily life. This weakness can lead to missed deadlines, stress, and a feeling of being constantly behind. However, effective time management can be learned. By setting priorities, creating a schedule, and sticking to it, you can regain control over your time and become more productive. It's about recognizing that time is one of the most valuable resources we have, and making the most of it requires intentional planning and focus. The more you practice managing your time effectively, the more you will find that you have the space to pursue your passions, achieve your goals, and enjoy life without feeling overwhelmed. Another weakness many people face is the inability to delegate or ask for help. This can stem from a desire to maintain control or from the belief that others won't do things to your standards. However, this weakness can lead to burnout and exhaustion. The truth is that no one can do everything on their own. Learning to trust others, ask for help, and delegate tasks is essential for both personal and professional growth. By sharing the load with others, you create an environment of collaboration and teamwork that benefits everyone. Letting go of the need for control can be liberating, allowing you to focus on your strengths while empowering others to contribute in meaningful ways. One of the most difficult weaknesses to confront is the tendency to resist change. Change is an inevitable part of life, but many people resist it out of fear, insecurity, or a desire for comfort. The fear of the unknown can be paralyzing, but the ability to adapt to change is one of the most important skills for personal and professional growth. By learning to embrace change rather than fear it, you open yourself up to new opportunities and experiences. Change is often the catalyst for growth, and by leaning into it, you can discover strengths and abilities you never knew you had. Your weaknesses are not something to be ashamed of. They are simply areas of potential waiting to be developed. By acknowledging and understanding your weaknesses, you open the door to growth and self-improvement. Overcoming weaknesses is not about perfection, but about progress. It's about embracing the journey of self-discovery and taking the necessary steps to become the best version of yourself. Each weakness is an opportunity for growth, and with time, patience, and effort, you can transform them into strengths. Your private life is the sacred space where your true self exists, away from the expectations and pressures of the outside world. It is a realm that should be protected, nurtured, and cherished, because it is where you can find peace, clarity, and the freedom to be who you really are. In today's world, where the line between public and private can often feel blurred, maintaining the integrity of your private life is more important than ever. And so it's not about secrecy, but about the preservation of your boundaries and the ability to maintain control over what you choose to share and with whom. There is a growing tendency in modern society to overshare, especially in the age of social media, where people are encouraged to share every detail of their lives with an audience. While there's nothing wrong with connecting with others, it's essential to recognize the value of privacy and the importance of keeping certain aspects of your life reserved for yourself and your closest loved ones. Your private life is where you recharge, where you heal, and where you make decisions that impact your future. When you allow too many external influences to invade this space, it can become difficult to hear your own thoughts, trust your instincts, or truly understand your own needs. The private life is not just about what is kept from others, but also about the freedom it provides to pursue your personal growth. It's in this space that you can reflect on your actions, explore your emotions, and evaluate your values without the scrutiny of others. The moments of solitude you find in your private life are essential for personal development. They give you the opportunity to reassess your goals, evaluate your relationships, and ensure that the choices you are making are aligned with who you want to become. It's the foundation on which your self-awareness is built, and it serves as a grounding force that enables you to confidently navigate the world. Privacy also allows for the protection of your relationships. Not every part of your life needs to be shared with everyone. There are sacred bonds that exist between you and certain individuals, whether family, friends, or partners, and these relationships thrive when they are nurtured in a private, trusting space. Sharing personal details with others outside of these trusted circles can sometimes create unnecessary misunderstandings or conflict. And your private life is where trust is established, where true intimacy is fostered, and where the most meaningful connections are formed. It's important to understand that you are entitled to this space and that you do not owe an explanation to everyone around you. In addition to the emotional and relational benefits, maintaining a private life is also crucial for protecting your mental health. The constant bombardment of information and the pressure to be constantly available can lead to burnout, stress, and a sense of disconnection from your true self. Your private life gives you the opportunity to disconnect from the noise and focus on what truly matters to you. It's a sanctuary where you can breathe, where you can think deeply, and where you can find peace amidst the chaos. In a world that often demands your attention, creating boundaries around your private life allows you to protect your well-being and maintain your sense of balance. One of the most important aspects of protecting your private life is learning to say no. In a society that often values productivity and constant engagement, there can be immense pressure to say yes to every request or invitation that comes your way. However, saying yes to everything can leave little room for your own personal space. Learning to say no is not about being selfish, but about protecting your time and energy for the things and people that matter most. It's about acknowledging that your private life is precious and that you have the right to choose where you spend your time and how much of yourself you are willing to give. There's also a deep sense of empowerment that comes with owning your private life. When you are in control of your personal boundaries and have a clear understanding of what you are willing to share, you are free from the fear of judgment or criticism. You are no longer subject to the opinions or expectations of others. Instead, you define your own path and make decisions based on your own values and desires. This sense of empowerment not only strengthens your self-confidence, but it also enables you to build stronger, more authentic relationships with those who truly matter. When you live authentically, without the need to seek validation from others, you can be at peace with your choices and your journey. However, protecting your private life doesn't mean shutting others out completely. It's about finding balance. It's about recognizing that some aspects of your life are meant to be shared and others are meant to remain yours. The key is to have the discernment to know when and with whom to share your personal experiences, thoughts, and emotions. Healthy boundaries are essential for maintaining your privacy while also fostering meaningful connections with others. Listen, it's about being selective, not secretive. Choosing to share what enhances relationships while keeping the rest of your life private in a way that preserves your peace. In a world that often emphasizes outward success and visibility, there is immense power in embracing your private life. It is in this space that your identity is truly formed. It is where your passions, dreams, and deepest desires are born, nurtured, and refined. When you take the time to protect this space, you ensure that you are not living for the approval of others, but for the fulfillment of your own personal aspirations. It's a practice of self-respect and self-love where you honor your own needs and create the environment that allows you to thrive. Maintaining a private life is not an act of isolation or detachment. Rather, it's a conscious decision to create the space you need to grow and evolve in a way that is true to who you are. It is a declaration of your autonomy, your self-worth, and your understanding of what is most important in your life. It's a reminder that you are not beholden to anyone's expectations, but that you are responsible for nurturing your own well-being, cultivating your relationships, and creating the future you desire. In preserving your private life, you ultimately preserve your sense of self and your ability to live authentically in a world that is constantly pulling you in different directions.